Here's the story of a bunch of podcasts who were bringing Cubby content to the world. All of them did their own show. Unconnected, obsessive baseball nerds. It's the story of a bunch of Cubs fans who are consolidating all their shows. They're uniting, doing it together, so we all can grow. Cup of Cubby Blues combining with Sunranto, Baseball Rabbit Hole and Cubs PS Plus. With Cubs Pod and breaks behind the ivy, they're all teaming up to be the Bleacher Bunch, the Bleacher Bunch. We love the Cubs, that's the way we became the Bleacher Bunch.
Welcome to the Bleacher Bunch on the Fans First Sports Network, brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Join us now at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. My name's Danny Rocket. Cubes fan Cotton is here, and Sarah the Hammer Sanchez should be by in a little bit to join us. She's joining remotely from a hotel, but we are brought to you by In the Clutch shirts. We're brought to you by Matt Kammerer's Permanent Paintings. We're affiliated with all the other incredible shows like the Sunranto Show, Cup of Cubby Blue, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Baseball Rabbit Hole, Cubs PS Plus, and Cubs Pod. And what can I say? Michael, I have not heard from you for a week, and I feel like you've probably just been going for long walks, pondering your place in the universe and wondering why the hell the Cubs re-signed Jed Hoyer to do this.
Oh my God. I put on this shirt this morning, and I did not put it on for any reason other than it was just the shirt that I grabbed. This is my
it's a Riddler shirt. You got a question mark on.
No, it's like it's like some old semi-pro Chicago baseball team, the Clearing question marks. And it says Chicago down here. It's got a thing, but this is exactly my mood over the last week is just
what are you doing? Well, yeah, I mean, and that is really my takeaway. It's like you signed Kyle Tucker in the offseason. You're like, oh, Cubs realized they needed a big slugger in the middle of the lineup that would lengthen the whole thing out. And when you do that, you're like, they're going to put more resources in. They got the highest paid manager in all of history. They've got an amazing rookie performance they weren't even expecting, And then when it comes down to the final trade deadline to push you over the hump, and the glaring need is a starting pitcher, you're giving me Michael Soroka. Now, yeah. Mike, I mean, in a vacuum, Michael Soroka seems like a decent pitcher.
That, you know what, Danny, that's the
ERA
problem.
Is good.
I think that's the problem. I think this new era of like front office person, they do everything in a vacuum. Like they don't actually look at the world or anything that's actually happening around them. They're just like, sure, Soroka. Sounds good.
Soroka. Yeah, we've been kicking the tires on that guy his entire career, which is a long career. So let's start with, let's just start showing everybody what we got. And you probably already know, everybody already looked all this stuff up. So
I'm just going to
put it up
hard.
For our benefit.
There's so few. The biggest thing here is I think this is very needed, Danny, because nobody knows who these guys are.
Well, I've heard of Michael Soroka before, but did you know his name used to be Mike and he changed it to Michael? And unfortunately, Mike Waller is packing. Mike Waller is packing right now to come out here tomorrow. We're going to the game together, and then he'll be at Ranterfest on Saturday. Everybody should come to Ranterfest. Just a little side note, but he's a Mike. You're a Michael. What goes into that decision? I mean, I'm a Danny. I could be a Dan. I could be a Daniel. I've been all those things, in fact, and I settled in the end on Danny. Who knows? Maybe I go back to Daniel sometime when I want to be taken seriously.
Yeah, no, I was. I grew up as a little kid. I was Michael, and then around my teenage years, I became Mike. But then I joined the army, and then I became Cotton. Right? Nobody ever used my first name,
Cotton.
and so then when I returned to the real world, I told everybody my name was Michael because that's what my mother named me, and I was like, I'm not really tied to Mike or Michael, but like I'll go with Michael. That's actually my name. I'll just do that. And I've kind of been regretting it ever since because everyone can spell Mike. Nobody can fucking spell Michael, despite it being one of the most common names on the planet.
It's true. People like EAL. Half the time people call you Michelle. They have no idea. Like, is Michelle here? Michelle? Oh, Michael. Oh, look. Did I do that?
I don't know.
Fireworks. Woo!
I think the Apple computer just got real excited over the fact that
I can't do it. Oh, there we go.
There it is. Maybe it's the thumbs. Maybe it's the thumbs. I can't do it because I'm running Windows 10 and I've been told that my computer will brick.
Yeah. See, if you were a Mikey, you'd have an Apple computer. But
if I was a Mikey, I'd have Life Cereal, and Life Cereal fucking sucks. So
and you'd like it. Do they even sell that anymore? I don't even see it in the store. Remember when they brought Mikey back? We're really off the rails already. We need Sarah just to come on the show and keep us on the rails. Otherwise, we'll just sit here and talk about Life Cereal. But I mean, Mike.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're talking about Mike Soroka.
He hurt his Achilles. He did not play for 2 years. So, and then he came back and he has not pitched over 100 innings since 2019. Sound familiar? That kind of sounds like Matthew Boyd. It's like Matthew Boyd Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Except for this is a leg injury. So, I mean, that's kind of different. I mean, Jed has graduated from Tommy John's to Larry David's. I don't know what the fuck you do with an Achilles injury. Who did they name that surgery after?
Are you sure it's not a Childs? It's like Steve a Childs. It's not Achilles, you fool. So here's the nice thing I like about this move. Look at his strikeouts per 9.6, 9.5 last year when he played for the freaking White Sox. And then, what I don't like, I'll keep with the things I like. He's got not a lot of walks, 2.7 walks per 9. That's not so bad. The whip is pretty low, 1.13. This is just this year's numbers. Home runs per 9, decently low.
That 1.13 looks like the lowest it's ever been. Oh, no, he had a 2019 was pretty good. But,
I mean, he just hasn't been there. He was hurt. He tore his Achilles. And then, so he's kind of making his way back. I mean, he's been back since 2023 when he went back with Atlanta, who he started with. But then I guess this guy, he's got a really good xERA, because the Nationals do not have good defense. So he's got an ERA of 4.87, which when you see that, you're like, whoa, why did we do that? And then you're like, well, with our defense, he might have a 3.32 or mid threes.
Well, and here's the thing. I know everybody can see us right now, except for if you're listening to the podcast. But
or you're blind.
But nobody can see us because Danny's put up this graphic that is covering my face. And when you said xERA, my eyes rolled so hard I almost fell out of my chair. I got dizzy. They rolled so hard.
You're going to see it. He's going to give up exactly 3.5 runs per 9 instead of 4.8 runs per 9. It's coming. And here's how we got him. We traded shortstop Ronnie Cruz, kind of a lottery ticket for them. Also future Hall of Famer. So
who the fuck is Ronnie Cruz? Nobody.
Yeah. He's Mr. and Mrs. Cruz's son. And then there's Christian Franklin. He was at AAA. But he's an outfielder. I mean, I don't know where they were going to put that guy. There's a million people ahead of him, including Kyle Tucker. You got freaking Seiya next year. You got Hap next year. You obviously have PCA next year. Then you got Alcantara. Then you got Casey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's no place for him. They had a lot of guys in the outfield, and they should have been trading the shit out of them.
Yeah, and they didn't really. So the next guy we got and is well, I'm not going in any particular order, but is just the next one on my list is Willie Castro. Who I like this move, and maybe we'll wait if Sarah joins, but let's do him last because I like this movie. We'll end on a positive note. Actually, I like all these guys. They're all fine. Andrew Kittredge. Let's do him next. Okay.
Okay, Danny. That's the thing, though. You're right. They're all fine. They're all fine. They're all fine. They're all fine. Yeah.
They don't really move the needle for me.
I'm fine, but nobody got me excited. Nobody.
No. Willie Castro gets me a little excited. Except for that, he's not signed through next year. Like, I'd like to have Willie Castro like from here on, and I think he'd be a good addition to the team. Certainly improves our bench, but we'll get to him. Kittredge, right-handed pitcher. We traded shortstop Wilfrey De La Cruz. Wilfrey.
I feel like Wilfrey,
future Hall of Famer Wilfrey De La Cruz. they're all going to that Hall of Fame. Future All-Star Hall of Famer and kitten saver from a tree. I don't just like.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean,
Willie Castro, Willie De La Cruz. I'll look this guy up.
Here's the thing. This is the problem, Danny. You said it on the emergency Jed Hoyer. You've said it many times. Jed does not want to take his action figures out of the box. But here's the thing. If you have 12 Wilfrey De La Cruzes and 6 Ronnie Cruzes and every other Cruz that you can fucking think of, they aren't worth anything. And so
Tom Cruise.
You don't care about getting rid of them. Jed Hoyer did nothing that was actually a struggle for him to do. He didn't trade a single player off of the Cubs overall entire organization. He didn't trade a single player.
Not the good guys. No.
That he is going to think about ever again.
No, you're not going to.
He won't even stress it.
Neither will Cub fans. I mean, Christian Franklin, maybe someone will say something like, "Oh, look, he had a home run yesterday." But we lost the trade.
But that's my point. He is, just like you say, he is afraid to use his action figures. He leaves them in the box. They fucking sit there, and he's like, those are worth a ton. But here, take whatever Cruz you want, because I don't give a fuck about those.
Exactly.
Come over to. He didn't do anything that made him even question it, and that should make every Cubs fan question Jed Hoyer. What the fuck are you doing?
We're stuck with him.
You didn't get much. They're fine. But you didn't give away anything. Did he win every trade? Sure. Are we going to win any games?
Any more games than we would have, because these are all just incremental moves. And because Andrew Kittredge, this guy, he's probably better than what we've had. At least he's had a better year so far. He certainly has a longer track record, like a really long track record, as in he is nearing his retirement at age 35. And but he knows what he's doing. Sometimes, for a pitcher, that's good. If they could stay healthy, then it's good. He's a slider guy, which we didn't really have, a straight slider dude. And it's not a real, kind of hard slider, hard sinker slider guy. So I don't know, different look, I guess. And then we also got, I don't want to spend any time on him really, but
they'll make him throw a sweeper and a fucking knuckle curve in 2 weeks and ruin the rest of his very short career.
Yeah, no, that's when the TJ surgery happens for the first time. He avoided it for 15 years. And then we also got Taylor Rogers, left-handed pitcher, and it's not the cool one that pitches. He's got a brother that pitches underhand. I think there's Taylor and Tyler, and the underhand one is not the one we got because he's, I think, a righty. Taylor is a lefty, so that shores that up. A little bit more, I guess. So, So, yeah, once again, he's fine. I'll put his numbers up.
And I do not mind that they went after.
He's 35 too.
Yeah, I don't mind that they went after bullpen help because they're going to need it. As we talked about,
outgetters.
They're going to need a whole nother bullpen by the end of the year. And then, but what we needed, the only thing the Cubs very truly needed was
starting pitcher,
top of the rotation starting pitcher, like a 2, maybe a 3, but like.
What's wrong with you? Didn't you hear me? Mike Soroka.
Preferably
Mike
a 1.
Soroka. Mike. Woo!
Tell me, is Mike Soroka he's not a 2. Is he a 3?
They're backfilling. They're doing what I said that they could get away with when Tyone was still healthy. Like backfill, midfill, get some of those Craig Counsell specials, do a bunch of like piggyback games where each guy, goes through the order once or twice tops, never 3 times. And then, that's what it'll be. It'll be a bullpen games. Like whole back end is all a bunch of long guys.
Yeah. If they had grabbed like an Edward Cabrera or a Mackenzie Gore and Mike Soroka, I would probably be in the market for a Mike Soroka fucking jersey. Like I would love him so much more. Not because of anything he did, but because he was the other part of them getting somebody really good, But the fact that this is the only guy they got, like, no offense to him, but whatever.
I mean,
you're
he's
fine.
He's good. I mean, these guys are older. Kittredge, Rogers, they're all older. One's a righty, one's a lefty, and they got rid of Ryan Presley, who sucked against the Brewers, gave up that grand slam. Obviously, is just toast. Astros sloppy seconds. We got to stop. I mean, these guys are the slightly younger, less damaged version of Ryan Presley, and that's all the best I could say. It's the same guy over and over again.
Remember at the All-Star break when Marquee was just slobbering all over themselves, doing everything they could to remind us at every moment that Ryan Presley had not given up a run in 10 games or some shit.
He gave up 9 without getting an out, and then he went like a scoreless streak where he did like 18 innings in a row or something like that.
Yeah, and I've been over here the whole time, just like every time I see Ryan Presley, I like break out into a cold sweat. I'm just like, this is just not going to work.
Well, yeah,
guess what? It did not work.
Because he was always putting guys on.
Yeah.
Like, even if he did get out of it, didn't give up any runs in that 19-inning stretch or whatever it was, like, it was not that good. The numbers were lying. And so, all right, Sarah's not here yet. She might be having trouble joining, so.
Yeah, okay, well, then.
Well, we gave up Ivan Brettauer, and he was like a big, hulking. The only reason I remember him is because he is the one that is the cousin of a friend that I went to high school with.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I remembered him. And then I think he took it at bat at spring training, and I was like, oh, your cousin was up there. And he didn't do anything. He's a big guy, and he's a home run hitter. I don't know if he was any good, but it was a high-round pick.
They've got him listed as 6'6", 250 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big freaking guy.
Yeah,
and now he's a future Hall of Famer for, I guess, the Pittsburgh Pirates, which, Taylor Rogers, here's the thing about this guy. Like, I look him up, and there's, like, so many Rogerses, right? There's Tyler, his brother. There's Taylor Rogers. We're facing yet another Rogers, I think, tomorrow or Saturday from the Orioles. Completely different Rogers. A bunch of them. And so I'm like, wait, which Rogers did we get? And I'm looking all around. And then, to make it more confusing, I find out the Pittsburgh Pirates traded us him, yet in his picture, he's wearing a Reds hat. I can't find any evidence that he was ever on the Pirates, but for whatever reason.
Because he wasn't.
Photographic evidence.
Right, because he wasn't. Because the Reds just traded him, and I only know that, I believe, because of Billy DeVore's podcast. I think I heard Billy say that he got traded, like, this week, last week or something, and then they just literally traded him right away.
Flipped him on over, yeah. So that's wild. I mean, this is a whole lot of nothing. Now, here's the one I do like.
Or Ivan. Is it Ivan or is it Ivan?
I have no idea.
I don't either. Do you know why I don't know? Because he has been playing in South Bend. And I don't know if you know this, but South Bend is a single A plus. Not double A, single A plus team. That means, again, who cares? Nobody fucking knew who this guy was going to be. He may never make it.
Future Hall of Famer. Multiple All-Star. Gold gloves galore. This kid.
One day, that's going to come back to haunt me, and somebody's going to be like, that freaking idiot on Bleacher Bunch said that Ivan Brittauer was terrible.
We're going to get Palantir to go through everything you ever said. Hit you with it.
To be fair, they're already doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. You know that thing when you think that after you die that you'll go to heaven and you have to watch a movie of your life or something like that real fast? You know, that concept? You know, maybe that's just all Palantir is. They're just getting that movie ready for us. You know? This is your life. It's just some elaborate This Is Your Life TV show. All right. The last guy we got is, and I like this one, Willie Castro. And this one, I mean, this is your Ben Zobrist. He's a lot younger than some of these other guys, so that's good. He plays all over the field, middle infield, all three outfield spots. He's a switch hitter. Seems to be equally good against righties and lefties, a little bit higher at batting average. I forget which one it is. And then like more power in the other one. But pretty equal. He's a solid ball player. He's got a 103 OPS plus. You know, he'll help us because our bench stinks. And this guy's way better. Little pop, 10 dongs. He had 33 stolen bases in 2023. Only 9 this year, so he can steal you a base. I mean, hit you a triple, had 5 triples last year. He's fast.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. This is a dude that could just take the place of a leprechaun.
Oh, yeah, but not yet. He hasn't. I don't know what they're going to do because the only move that I've seen them make is Ryan Presley.
Right.
So, I mean, how long do they have to do this? You know what I mean? Like, it seems like they're going to have to make room for 4 guys.
Yeah. Well, he bats. He's a switch hitter, right?
Yeah.
And they've got him listed as second baseman and shortstop, but they think that anybody can play first base. And that seems to be the only reason that they have Justin Turner on this team is to take bats away from Michael Busch against lefties.
Well, who's your backup first baseman then?
It's this guy, Willie Castro. That's who he is.
That's the one that's the one thing he kind of doesn't really do.
How could he not do it? He's a fucking shortstop.
Well, I'm sure he could do it, but I mean,
exactly. Look,
he's not playing first base.
Justin Turner is not a good baseball player.
It's John Birdie that's going to go.
Get rid of him too.
Well, they might have to because here's the other thing you're carrying right now. You're carrying Moises Ballesteros, who like he came up and had that big bases clearing double versus the Brewers, and you're like, well, if he's going to do that, then you can't send him down. Guy's a freaking pure hitter. Reached out and freaking smacked that right in the gap.
Well, you know what you're going to have to do, Danny? And this is going to sound like heresy to some of them Cubs fans out there. Your bench is now going to hold Ian Happ because Seiya Suzuki can play left. You can put Ballesteros at DH, and that's your lineup. Ian Happ can now be a bench guy, and it makes your bench better too.
Maybe he can play first in the pinch.
He could. He's played everywhere else, and if he's at first, he doesn't have to throw.
Yeah, that noodle arm of his. And then, so who did we give up for this guy? Oh, couple of nobodies. Future Hall of Famer, right-handed pitcher Sam Armstrong, and future Hall of Famer Ryan Gallagher. Which I kind of remember that one because we made like a Gallagher way joke, like, oh, it was a throw in for the. It was only because we made a joke out of it.
They thought it was a Gallagher way guy, and it ended up being the guy smashing watermelons, and they're like, "We can't
crazy hair,
dude." Yeah,
yeah. So it's all quite disappointing. I mean, I don't really care about anybody we lost until the day that they're giving their Hall of Fame speech or winning the MVP or the Cy Young, and that's bound to happen. We all know that's coming. But they did improve the pen. I'm curious to see who they get rid of because the other thing is Amaya. Amaya's coming back. I mean, why didn't they trade him? You could have gotten probably something pretty good for him. I mean, people told me I was an idiot when I said that, and I don't think they should necessarily trade him. But if you're trying to win right now, here's a guy coming back from injury, then somebody else gets it, and you get a pitcher off a team that, can't use him this year, maybe an expiring contract, a helpful swap for both teams. I don't know.
Yeah, and you're saying that, Danny, because you understand the Cubs are good this year.
They're going to screw it up.
But they're not World Series good. They're
look
like
at the Mets.
Division good.
All these other teams are taking big swings. Yankees, big swings. Even the freaking Astros, they freaking got Correa back.
Yeah.
And even the Mets got a whole new. They got Bednar, or the Yankees got Bednar. Mets got Helsley from the Cardinals. At least the Cardinals suck worse. That's fun.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you understand this is a good team, and so this is the year in which you have to make that swing. Like last year, they didn't do anything. They tried to claim that they did something, but they didn't do anything. They didn't have as good a team to make that swing. This was the year that they needed to really go all in. And if that costs you a Ballesteros or a Casey or an Alcantara and I want to talk about this a little bit.
They were all untouchable.
Or a Matt Shaw. You need to make that fucking move. You do. You have to. Because this is the year we can do it. Every season is sacred. And if you're not going to treat it as such, what are you doing as the Pobo of the fucking Chicago Cubs?
Well, and you can look at it multiple ways. And I'm curious as to see how it will play out. Because there's either that other teams are looking at our farm system and looking at those guys you just mentioned, and they're saying, they're not that good. And we've totally overvalued all of them. Jed has overvalued all of them. Okay, you won't take Star Wars.
Well, I'll tell you, Jed 100% has overvalued all of them.
Or the price truly was too high for what they were going to get. And they're like, we want Ballesteros and Casey, and we're going to give you Mike Soroka. You know what I mean? Like maybe it was just some horrible deal maybe in order to make that deal with the Nationals for Gore, that you had to give them all of those guys. Like, you had to give all 5 of them or something. It was just a ridiculous thing. And, and then does that guy move the needle that much that you really decimate your entire freaking farm system? So that could be a scenario. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm just saying that's another scenario that the price was too high and that's why they couldn't get it done. Or the other teams didn't want him. Or Jed thinks they're not that good this year and they don't, there's no reason to empty the pen because we're not going to win the World Series anyway. Or he thinks they're so great that they don't need anybody. You know what I mean? Like you can really see it all the ways.
Yeah.
But just where do you come down? I mean, I just really am more of a wait and see. I don't think they're good enough, but they could still do it just because baseball's freaking baseball. And that's what they've always told us. We're going to go into the tournament and we'll see what happens. And if we're on a streak, then we'll freaking win it. And if we're not, we really don't have a backup for the backup, and then it just won't work out. We might fade in August and dog days of summer take us, the way of the 69 Cubs and the way of the the whatever, every 90s team.
But here's the thing. Jed has created the situation in which that will happen. He did not try to create a situation in order to stop that. So and this is what I want to talk about, like about these guys. So I have been hearing for a little while. So like we were talking about Cabrera, right? And the Cubs were linked to going after possibly Alcantara or Cabrera down in Miami. They were linked to Mackenzie Gore. And what I have seen is that they wanted Jackson Wiggins and Casey. And then for Gore, they wanted Shaw as well. And this is where it gets real dicey, because has there been anyone in all of Cubs land who has been more behind Matt Shaw than me for the last 2 months? Everybody's been talking about Eugenio Suarez, talking about we need to get some sort of a third baseman. And I have been steadfast.
You and Jed agree, finally.
I have been steadfast. Matt Shaw he's good enough to be your third baseman into the future. He's great at third base. You do not replace Matt Shaw at third base with a different third baseman. There's no reason for it.
Every time Birdie went out there, it was dog shit. And then Brujan, it was even worse. Like it totally looked different. Like the step down was just extreme.
Yeah. But here's what happened today. When we found out that Shaw was part of these trades that Jed would not go for, I was like, fucking trade it. I would have traded Shaw in an absolute heartbeat to get Mackenzie Gore or to get Cabrera or to get one of these high-end guys. And in the Ranters Discord, like, everybody's like, you're crazy. We can't get rid of Shaw. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I have been the guy on Shaw's.
Well, you would have had to do
supporting him
else.
The whole time. And now I'm like, if we're talking about a pitcher for Shaw, then you get rid of Shaw because the pitcher is the thing we need.
They screwed up. They still don't have a decent backup, and that is their problem. That's Jed's idiot problem for not having a bench. You had nobody you could just slot in there for Shaw unless you're going to go get an Eugenio Suarez.
You know what?
On the Mariners now.
What about Willie Castro?
Well, then you don't get to use him all the places you want to use him.
It doesn't matter. Do we have a problem at third, or do we have a problem everywhere?
Well, right. I get your point, but
this is the thing.
You're getting Willie Castro for a different reason. That's why you got Willie. You didn't get him to play third base.
And you're getting Mackenzie Gore for a different fucking reason. And you know what you cannot replace? You cannot. So a third baseman, yes, Matt Shaw is great. Third baseman, great. You need a good third baseman. But if your choice is a top of the rotation type guy pitching versus a third baseman, you grab that pitcher and you go, because this is the year you can. And then if you get a Willie Castro, you can put him over there. He plays shortstop. He can play third. Maybe you put fucking Dansby Swanson over there. He can play third. I don't give a fuck.
No, you wouldn't do
I
that.
really don't. Look, all I'm saying is I don't care. But it was amazing to me that for 2 months, I have been telling everyone we don't need Eugenio Suarez because we have a third baseman. And then today I'm like, oh, but if we're going to get a pitcher, you trade that third baseman. And everybody acted like I was a crazy person. And I'm like, no, I know exactly what we have.
Even if you didn't
it's
have
just not good enough.
Even if you
don't have the pitcher.
Even if you didn't have to do Shaw and you had to empty the other guys and Shaw didn't have to be, and you could replace him with a Ballesteros or something like that, you still do that. And they did not trade from that strength. You didn't trade Casey. You didn't trade Ballesteros. They're like, well, I guess they're just all behind those guys 100%. And now let's play them. Now, I hope Ballesteros stays up now. And I don't think he will, because Amayo's going to come back and then they're going to DFA him. Or not DFA, but put him back in Iowa, and they'll DFA Reese McGuire or something like that to get rid of him.
They're going to DFA Reese McGuire, but there's no place.
Minors if they can.
There is no place for Ballesteros on this team unless you put Hap on the bench.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the DH is Seiya Suzuki. So where are you going to put Ballesteros? Unless you want him to catch, but it feels like they don't like him as a catcher.
Yeah.
And if you bring up Amaya and you have Amaya and Kelly, you're not going to put Ballesteros catching. So he's got to be the DH, but that's Seiya's job unless you put Seiya in left and then Hap's on the bench. And oh my God, what are we going to do if our bench player has a no trade clause?
Well,
and he makes $19 million.
It improves our bench.
It absolutely does. It's the smart move.
Yeah, they're not going to do it.
They don't want to do it.
Yeah, there goes his gold glove. So if I were to tell you that re-signing Jed Hoyer for a bunch more years is not the worst thing that happened to Cubs Nation this week, I think you'd be shocked. And I do want to go to commercial right now, but I want to leave you with a little story. So I happened to just be down by Wrigley. First of all, I met condolence Jersey Mike. He's down here with his family. Mike Leonard.
Mike Leonard is in town.
He's going to be at the game tomorrow. So unfortunately, he won't be around for Ranterfest, but he's around tomorrow. So I went and met him, hanging up posters for Ranterfest. Which, by the way, everybody should come out Saturday. All it's going to take is you giving a donation to the Lost Boys, and you're in, hanging out with us, playing games, watching comedy.
I am currently in the lead for those banana tickets, by the way.
I know. Yeah, exactly. You should look at that auction it's at 32 auctions. I've been sharing the link around. So, it's only $200. That is way underpriced. By the way, those are going for like $800. And you're getting them for $200 right now. So somebody outbid Michael. Make him spend more. Make him spend more.
Totally. Well, yeah. And when I told Eli, he was like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, you and Mama might have a fight for these tickets because I'm going."
Yeah, no, I would love to see the bananas. Unfortunately, I'm actually going to a play that day, so I couldn't even go if I wanted to. But so I'm walking around Wrigley, sprucing up the mom shrine for the homestand like I do, and who do I see? But Tom Ricketts walking by himself, going into the main building, and I'm standing right there, and I go, "Tom," and he kind of recognized me, but I don't think he knows my name and stuff like that. He just like, I've talked to this guy before. He's one of those guys like a Crawley that I see all the time.
That's probably exactly what he thought. Oh fuck, Crawley's friend.
Yeah, Crawley's friend. Yeah, no, I think that's what he probably thought. So I go up to him, and I don't want to be a dick. Like, I only do that from far away. You know what I mean? Like when I'm like, "Tom, buy us a team," like I'm not going to do that in his face, right? I'd rather sit and have a conversation with him. So, Ryan Sandberg just died. So I went up and the first thing I said was he stopped to talk. So I go, "Hey, tough week for Cubs fans." And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, when I was watching the game on Monday, like I just kind of didn't care what happened at the end of the game after the news." And then I realized when he agreed with me that it was a tough week for Cubs fans, he did not think about Ryan Sandberg. He was thinking about the Cubs or the trade deadline or something else. Because he was like, oh yeah, Ryan Sandberg. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm like, and then we pivoted to Rhino talk. Apparently they're going to have like kind of a visitation. And I was like, what? And I'm like, they're not going to lie him in state, are they?
That would be amazing.
And then he goes, no. He's like, that'd be weird. I'm like, yeah, it would. And they're like, no,
your weird is my amazing. I would love to see it.
It'd be weird. I mean, he's not the Pope. I made that joke out to him. I'm like, he's not the Pope, kind of. And then, so we're sitting there talking, and then, but I thought that was hilarious that he did not consider that was the bad news for Cubs fans this week.
Because I think he knows that signing Jed Hoyer was bad. I think he even knows that.
That's as I was riding my bike away, I was like, what was he thinking was the bad news? Because to me, that was only after. I mean, I was mad about Jed Hoyer, but I'm more mad at that. Like the bad news is Rhino. Like
absolutely,
it's so sad. And like, I was just talking to Tom about just my feelings on the matter, and Tom also said, and this is funny because I had inside information to let Captain Cubbo know to not do something, because he goes, he texted me, Captain Cubbo goes, "I'm going to make a Rhino helmet," because he's got one, like a Rhino helmet that I think he wore when he got into the Cubs Hall of Fame or something like that. And he's going to put a tear on the Rhino helmet. Then he's going to put it at the statue.
Okay.
And then, but Tom Ricketts goes, I saw all the flowers that people are putting there. And Tom's answer was like, yeah, we're trying to keep it clean over there. And I was like, don't put your rhino freaking helmet. They're going to clean it up. And at that point, I did not tell Tom that mom shrine was mine.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, oh my God, he probably hates the mom shrine.
Exactly. It's like, for the I can own the entire neighborhood, I'd take that mom shrine, throw it in the garbage like Ron Santos' leg. So, anyway, it was interesting to talk to him. And that's how I am with famous people like that. I don't want to ruin my time with them by being a dick in that moment. And I know a lot of people are. They'll just say, what'd you buy as the team, Tom? Or something. He's like, fuck this guy, and he walks away. Yeah, nice. But if I sit and he recognizes me, he's like, that guy was nice to talk to. Then he'll talk to me again. And then at some future date, I'll hold his feet to the flames.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Over dinner, though, over steaks, I'm going to have him paying for steaks for me.
I grew up with, that age-old adage, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it.
Yeah,
and then
or scream it in their face and then punch them.
Right. And then, and then I joined Son Ranto and ruined all that. But
you're like, well, that's the show.
No, when it comes to talking to people, like people who say Shambi showed up, there is no way in hell I would say a single fucking word to him. If he came up and somebody like introduced me, I'd be like, okay, yeah, hi.
If you ever see Shambi, I just want you to go up to him and just in passing, like don't stop and talk, just in passing goes, nice shoes. That's all I want you to say, and see what he does and see if he freaking pops one.
No, he'd probably fucking talk to me. No, and that's my point. Like, I would not want to have to try to be nice because I wouldn't be able to do it. And so I just would be like, I'm sorry. No, I can't. I can't be around you.
Do you know what would be nice? If everybody subscribed to our Patreon at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch and bought some Ranter Fest shirts at In the Clutch shirts. So we're going to play a quick commercial for those guys. And then when we come back, we're going to have Eric Wheelo and Sarah Sanchez joining the Bleacher Bunch. And I can't wait to talk to them about their feelings about what happened to their teams. Well, Sarah is a Cubs fan, but Eric Wheelo's team. Anyway,
what? I want to know what Sarah thinks about what happened to her team because I know look, I'm sitting over here. I know I'm right, but Sarah will probably agree with me and also have the numbers.
Sarah will give you reasons why you're right.
Right. She'll have actual fucking legitimate facts for why I feel my way. Yeah. I just have me knowing that I'm right and everybody else being like, this dude's an asshole.
Well, we'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Son Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dumb crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch.
In the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code Bleacher Bunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Welcome back to the Bleacher Bunch, and welcome to the show again, Sarah Sanchez, joining us live from a fancy hotel room. Look how fancy that place is.
So I am at the Westin in Austin. I have no idea if the Wi-Fi here is any good. So if I freeze or something, I apologize in advance. There is apparently the 20th floor is a rooftop bar. So as soon as I'm done ranting with y'all, I'm going to the rooftop bar.
Oh, nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we won't hold you too long. I'm sure that we don't have much to say about Jed Hoyer and his amazing trades that he made. And also joining us, I just actually was hanging out with Eric up in Milwaukee. It's Eric Wheelo, Brewers enthusiast and stand-up comedian and hilarious friend. First of all, before I forget, I want to thank you, Eric, because this is the grand prize of the raffle at Ranter Fest that Eric Wheelo, who recently he interviewed Anthony Rizzo. Just tell us about what happened there. I forgot to put the maybe I can put some of the pictures you sent me into.
I work for Glory Days, which is Johnny Manziel's podcast, former Heisman Trophy winner from Texas A&M, and we're in Miami, and we booked a guest last minute, and it happened to be fucking Anthony Rizzo of all people. So, got 5 baseballs, got him signed, and first thing on my mind was like, I have to get one for Ranters Fest, despite my hatred for the Cubs and Anthony Rizzo. I told him to his face. The first thing I said to him was, you're kind of like Brian Urlacher. Like, we wanted to hate you, but we could only respect you. And he's like, that's fair. That's very fair. So,
well, he's super down to earth dude, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great dude. Down to earth. You can tell he had some party days in his past, but he's fun, kind, nice to everybody on set. And Johnny Manziel was a little late, so I had to sit with Anthony and Rizzo and stall and create conversation for about 20 minutes, which was cool, and asked him some really interesting questions. I have a clip that's going to come out pretty soon about it, but if you want to see it, the episode drops not this Thursday, next Thursday on YouTube and Spotify. I'll say this, like, Danny, I hit you up. Cotton, I hit you up.
Oh, yeah. That was so fun to be on that thread and seeing real time while the interview's going on. Wheelo was like texting us pictures and shit.
So the wild part is we booked him at like 2:00 on Thursday, and then we're shooting him Friday at 1:30. So I had a day to write it, and I'm like, I got to hit up the Ranters, and I hit up Crawley, and I'm like, what's every question you've ever wanted to ask Anthony Rizzo? Because I'm making this a Cubs podcast, and I want all your questions you've ever wanted to know from Anthony answered. And it turned out to be an amazing interview. And I think Cubs fans are going to love it. We go into the whole run from 15 through 17, that whole core getting broken up and his feelings about it, Jed not making enough splashes in free agency. And I think what he said is even big girls need some loving too sometimes. So it was his reference to that Cubs team.
Those are great questions, Wheelo, because seriously, I don't know, and maybe I just missed it, but I don't know that any of those guys have really talked about
Miguel Montero did. Miguel Montero did at Club 400, and he cried over like 5 fingers of whiskey. And I think it was painful for those dudes. And I think, Eric, you kind of intimated to me that Anthony Rizzo did find the breakup of that team pretty emotionally difficult.
Yeah, it was tough. He missed Schwarber a lot, and just him not even getting, tendered a contract before that season started. And, just the way he put it is like if he didn't go to the Yankees, he probably would have took it more personally. The Yankees were his childhood team growing up. It's the team he rooted for. And, things could have got a lot worse if he didn't get put there. I will say the interesting part is, like the biggest regret is he really feels like he left one on the table for a World Series in 15. Like it's his big regret. He thought they could do it that year. We talk about the Kershaw home run in the playoffs. We talk about, a lot of stuff. We dive deep into the core of 15 through 17, and then obviously 21 when it gets broken up. It was 21, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21.
It was 21. We will never forget that day.
I think you're in for a treat. So check it out. I really wanted to do service to you guys, and I had them, and I just wanted to make sure we're going there.
And Sarah, you didn't get a chance. I was hoping you were get here a little early earlier to talk about some of these trades. And Michael and I went through them all, but can you give me kind of your sort of rundown of of what you think the Cubs did in a nutshell at this deadline?
I mean, I have a few thoughts. Number one, I think that question should be framed what the Cubs didn't do at this deadline, not what the Cubs did at this deadline. But actually, we're at the point in Jed Hoyer's regime where we should just expect him to not do things. And I have three observations that I think are kind of on point. One of them relates to the Brewers. So I'll start with that one because I think that Wheelo will appreciate it. And I want your thoughts. What is this division? The NL East and NL West are out there we're adding Mason Miller, we're adding Johan Duran, we already have two closers, we're getting Camilo Duvall, and the Cubs and Brewers are shrug emoji. We're gonna do what we do with nothing. And I genuinely asked this question once in 2017 as kind of a joke. I was like, can a division collude with itself? But I actually think there is a gentleman's agreement in the NL Central where they're what if we should keep all the prices where they are, and none of us goes out and does the big thing, and we just the division is always competitive, we always have a shot, and we can just get by with the Steven Matzes of the world and the whatever Kittredges of the world and the Michael Sorokas of the world, and that is the fucking plan. The
Shelby
entire
Millers.
NL Central.
And Jordan Montgomery.
Jordan Montgomery, he was
Nolan Arenado.
He was just a salary dump. Montgomery's not even going to pitch this year.
Yeah, but just wait till next year, and your system gets a hold of him. And he's the reclamation wins comeback player of the year. Cy Young candidate. That's happening. Maybe
the sell was like Woodruff. He signed that 2-year deal, 1 year to get healthy, and then look at him now. But I always, I'm never. I would say disappointed because it's just you've been let down so many times by the Brewers in free agency and they don't make splashes. So I'm just used to this. I'm used to this shit. It's the good enough gang. We're good with making the playoffs and that's fine. We're good. We've been the wild card round this year. We did better than last year. But
and why should the Brewers feel any pressure when the one team that's tied basically with them that they, are now one game up, but that's the team that they need to be worried about. And you look at what the Cubs did, and the Brewers front office over there, it's fine. We don't really need to do anything. We just beat them 2 out of 3, and they did nothing. So why should we even freaking try? We can beat them where we're at.
Yeah. And I will say go ahead.
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a Wi-Fi back and forth here, so I apologize if I missed something here. I mean, it's interesting to me because I think the Cubs and Brewers are here. I think y'all have better starting pitching. I think we have a better offense, and I think that will play out however it plays out. Ironically, this whole NL Central we don't have to do anything thing might actually wind up with the Brewers, Reds, and Cubs all making the postseason. While the Padres and Mets are out there but we have all the arms and we have all the bats. Paid $700 million for one.
They got stronger. I mean, unbelievable. I'll say what the Brewers did and what the Brewers do well is we made the trades earlier in the season. We got Andrew Vaughn, and who the fuck would have thought this guy would hit 24 home runs or get 24 RBIs in 19 games? If that doesn't work out, I think we make bigger splashes in his free agency. We do. And then you have a Quinn Priester And we get this guy from Boston, a reclamation project, and he's freaking lights out. I think 9-0, like a 2.5.
Yeah, kicked our butts on Tuesday.
And it's like, those are moves we made in season. So it's like, we didn't make them at the trade line, but we made significant moves that made this team better earlier on. And that's what the Brewers are good at. We find those guys.
Well, I actually think the Cubs are banking on that a little bit too, right? They're like, we're going to replace Vidal Brujan with Moises Ballesteros. I actually believe Ballesteros could be like a Schwarberian type bat this season. The way Schwarber came up in 2015 and just really like kind of lit the offense on fire, had power, had the ability to hit. Like, I think we might see that from Moises Ballesteros. And actually, the most interesting piece of news I saw in the trade deadline was from Mark Fysand, and he said that the Cubs were unwilling to trade Moises Ballesteros. Like, the holdup for them on the starting pitcher market was they were like, we'll offer you Owen Casey, we'll offer you Kevin Alcantara, but we will not offer you Moises Ballesteros. And I like that because that
we disagree. We disagree there.
Oh, well, you because you think he doesn't have a position, and I know that an ABS system is coming, and Moises Ballesteros rakes. So
no.
He's 21 years old and has struck out one time in like 24 MLB plate appearances. That stick is legit. And
no, it actually has nothing to do.
Can't frame, and I just like, okay, well, framing is going to go the way of the dodo bird, so I don't care.
Right? No, it actually has nothing to do with Ballesteros. And it has everything to do with how this team is created right now and the players that are on it and what are you going to do with Ballesteros, right?
Because are they going to play him?
They don't have any place to play him.
No, hold on. So actually, let me finish for 1 second because I actually hear where you're going here. But the other problem that the Cubs have right now is that literally no one gets a day off because everybody plays every day. Like Hap plays every day, Tucker plays every day, PCA plays every day, Dansby plays every day, Nico plays every day. Bush should play every day. I don't know what the fuck Justin Turner
the only guy that doesn't play every day is the guy that should play every freaking day.
But the problem is it is a long season and those guys will get hurt. Like we just watched Tucker have like a 2-week slump where was it Cap who was like, oh, we can't defend Kyle Tucker because he was bad for 30 games. And I'm like, you are being a ridiculous troll.
And then he was awesome the next game. So it actually worked complaining about it.
You also don't judge elite players on 30-day sample sizes because that's silly. 30-day sample sizes are there to decide who to put in your fantasy lineup, not to like decide who to pay eventually.
Sarah, I don't know if you're aware. You judge them on every single game, every day, bat to bat.
I do not. So I think that what Moises Ballesteros lets you do, he DHs 4 times a week. Seiya plays left field one day, right field one day, gives Hap a day off, gives Tucker a day off. Willie Castro comes in and plays like, you know what I mean? Like you move the pieces around so that everybody plays 4 games a week instead of playing 6 games a week. And then you're healthier in October. That is what Council did with the Brewers. That is what Madden did with the Cubs in 2016. I mean, people forget this, but like Wilson Contreras, the magic of Wilson Contreras in 2016 was that he came up and he didn't just catch. He caught, he played left, he played right, he played first, he played third.
He was a bench
He was in the lineup every single day, giving guys days off. In those blowout games, Wilson could grab a glove and play an adequate third base. And so I think that's Moises Ballesteros is here to do a little bit of that.
I have actually been saying that for years, Sarah. No, I'm agreeing with you real quick.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying that for years. They've never done it.
Well, they're gonna do it now because that's why he's here, and they just refuse to trade him.
I don't know.
I don't know what deals were out in the offseason, but I imagine the big holdup on like a Mackenzie Gore or a Sandy Alcantara was we're not doing that deal without Moises Ballesteros. And the Cubs were like, no, we're keeping that bat. And so I do like that they believe in that bat enough to keep it in their system and they see a future for him here and they weren't willing to give him up for potentially flawed pitchers. I think that's good. The last thing I want to say, there are 3 teams in this trade deadline who I really thought relative to where they were and where they could be underwhelmed today. And they are all Cubs front office guys. It is the Chicago Cubs, run by our favorite Jed Hoyer, but it is also the Detroit Tigers, run by Scott Harris, and the Boston Red Sox, run by Craig Breslow. And like truly, I think something went wrong on the way to the trade deadline, because like I imagine that all those guys were there before because Theo was like a go guy. Theo was like, I'm going to make a big move, and he didn't care. He was like, yes, let's do it. And he needed a lot of cautious guys around him. But somehow the Cubs, Tigers, and Red Sox have all now employed those guys, and they just all have caution around them. They're like, nope, can't do anything else. We're not trading him for that. And so it's like it's a bunch. There's too many voices of caution in the room, and there need to be more guys who are willing to do it. Anyway, those are my trade dedeadline takeaways.
Especially because you're the Chicago goddamn Cubs, and if one of your dudes doesn't work, I mean, you had over $30 million to spend and still stay under that quote unquote tax. If you still were going to do it, you could have taken on payroll. It wouldn't have mattered. You could have sent cash away. Like you could have done all sorts of stuff, and you did, and you did like incremental things at the margins.
How did you improve the bullpen? Like I asked you when we were hanging out, Danny, what's one of the biggest concerns here? And you're like, bullpen. I was like, your bullpen. You're like, what fucking bullpen? Like,
well, they switched it up again.
You brought up the Tigers, but at least they got Finnegan. That's an all-star arm.
They got Charlie Morton
to improve it.
We
I don't know. Soroka might be a better pitcher than Finnegan. But like Soroka is actually Soroka is going to be the hill. Like, man,
when Tyone comes back, he's 4.
No, he's not 4. He is like somewhere. I would rather see Colin Ray throwing meaningful innings in the postseason than Michael Soroka, and that is not because I don't. But like I saw the potential. I covered the NL East for Baseball HQ for 2 years. I watched a lot of Michael Soroka. Michael Soroka love anything as much as Jed Hoyer loves a third-hand reclamation project. I hope you all have that in your life.
I mean, tore his Achilles, we talked about, missed 2 seasons, hasn't pitched. He's pitched 81 innings this year. The last time he pitched over 100, it was 174, but that was in 2019, a long time ago when he was with the Braves. And actually, was he like runner up to Rookie of the Year or something like that?
That was before the first tear of his Achilles, not to mention the second tear of his Achilles. And like, we didn't give up anything for Michael Soroka. I actually think he'll be a serviceable arm for the Cubs. I think he'll probably have an ERA somewhere around like 3.8 or 4. The Cubs defense will make him better. He strikes guys out. He's a good pitcher, but like, he's not, they needed like a Sandy Alcantara or a Shane Bieber. They didn't need another Javier Assad.
Yeah, another Colin Ray. Yeah.
Soroka is a very different pitcher than Assad. So I don't want to be like, that's not a great analogy, but like the Cubs just collect 4th and 5th starters and like stack them.
Sarah,
it's like the Brewers.
Sarah, you're not wrong about Soroka, but Wheelo did ask about the bullpen.
I did.
Because Soroka is a starter.
Is Soroka the answer? I don't think so.
Soroka's a starter, so
he's going to start for like 3 weeks, and then he's going to be the long guy in the bullpen.
Yeah, the long guy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's where you're going. I thought Soroka was
well, we'll see.
The starter we got.
We'll see, because if he comes in,
that's what I'm saying. Where's the bullpen help?
Well, we got Kittredge. We got a couple old guys with a long track.
Kittredge.
Taylor Rogers.
The American Girl doll.
Like,
at least we went and got a Shelby Miller, which like can eat innings up, and he has 7 saves on the year, and like an established vet, and the Brewers find a way to do it. It's like it's not a huge splash, but it like rests those arms in the bullpen, and we got like a Nestor Cortez coming up. Like the thing is, it's like we're built for playoff baseball in a way I don't think the Cubs are right now.
You got better starters than we do.
We have Javier Assad and Jamison Tyon waiting in the wings. Like we have these are very comparable moves. Like Shelby Miller is to Mike Soroka, Javier Assad is to.
They're the same guy.
Like
I totally agree.
But now the thing that you have that we do not have, and I agree, you have like some legit aces. Like the Cubs don't have a Jacob Mizorowski. The Cubs don't have a Freddie Peralta. The Cubs don't have a Brandon Woodruff. But we have a much better offense than you do. Like
except for this last series.
But it's in the playoffs. It's about that starting pitching, getting you 4 or 5 right, and going to that.
How's that worked out for you the last few years?
Well, we choke in the outfield, and we have a Devin Williams and a Josh Hader that choke. But
Pete Alonso'd that Devin Williams Airbender. I watched
Guess what? And we got rid of him, and we got a Caleb Durbin out of it. And
okay.
Well, and if you, but this week against Boyd, who's been our best pitcher, who did not seem prepared on Monday to face the Brewers, they put up big time runs against him. Boyd walked a bunch, so I don't know. Hopefully that was just like a bump in the road for him as far as a Cub fan goes. But they put up a lot of runs. And then in the next day, they're hitting grand slams off Presley. R.I.P. Ryan Presley, you're gone. Thank freaking God. There's another mistake from Jed that he made.
Yeah, that's the thing that they did to make the bullpen better was get
rid of that guy. Yeah, addition by subtraction. But the Brewers put up big runs. Even in the game that we won, they did score, so it wasn't – they're not known for it, but
I want to give Michael a shout out on that addition by subtraction point, though, because if Soroka is in the rotation – Ben Brown is in the pen. And Ben Brown has elite 2-pitch stuff. Ben Brown probably would be a better closer than
if
Daniel
he's still
Palencia.
on the team.
I think it's Daniel Palencia's job, but I think Ben Brown makes that bullpen better.
I mean, but the question is they've only DFA'd Presley. We don't even know who these other moves are going to be.
DFA Ben Brown.
No, they're not going to DFA, but he's got options. But I'm wondering, who are they going to send down? Because you've got to find a place for Kittredge, and you've got to find a place for Soroka, and you have to find a place for Rogers.
Well,
and you've only gotten rid of Presley.
Hold on. They already made some of these moves. So, let's see. Brujan was the move for Ballesteros.
Right.
Presley is gone. That's your
one
move for
Soroka, let's say.
Kittredge or whoever. I thought there was a move for
two more.
Else.
I
don't know.
They're switching guys out.
Bullpen, I don't know, man. There's a lot.
I don't know if Ben Brown's going to make it. Ben Brown is going to make it.
Going to make it. Are you kidding
Ben
me?
Brown's pitching Saturday. He's the starter. Ben Brown is starting this Saturday. Yeah, he's announced this starter.
Okay, well, that's great. Let's celebrate Ryan Sandberg Day with a 6 home run affair.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly. They'll score 23 runs for Rhino, the other team.
By the way, I am gutted. I am absolutely gutted. Thank you, Cubby Knoll. Got me. Hollowell and Krisky.
Oh, okay.
Be in the moves.
Gone.
I'm I've been on a plane most of the day, y'all, and it is 100 degrees in Austin. It is hot here.
Hollowell was on the team?
Who?
Yeah, we saw him for 2 innings back in fucking May or some shit.
He was on the team. He was on the 26-man roster?
I think they added him a few days ago right before the trade deadline.
All right.
They got a lot of guys that are going back and forth.
They don't, maybe.
I do want to say, and this is not trade deadline stuff, but I am gutted that I can't be at Wrigley Field on Saturday. Absolutely destroyed that I can't be there on Saturday. We'll be sending all of my love to everyone there.
Yeah, and we're doing the Ranter Fest thing, and it's Sandberg. They're doing. Everybody's wearing 23. Tomorrow they're doing a moment of silence, I think. And I think they're just going to keep doing stuff. I think they're going to do some sort of ceremony later in August where Cub fans can come out and, maybe pay their respects in a way. And, it's going to be a Sandberg weekend, now the question really comes down to whose team is going to do it for their fallen hero more. Is it going to be the Cubs doing it for Rhino, or is it going to be the Brewers pulling it out for I forget his name. He wasn't really that important anyway.
Bob Uecker?
Uecker. I always forget that guy's name.
Dude, that's Danny. Don't do that. Bob Uecker is a king.
I'm just doing it to Eric. I know, but
we're not doing that. No.
I got really confused. I thought you were going to tell me Ryan Braun had died.
No.
That was just wow.
There was accidentally fentanyl in his steroids that he injected. It's going to be a sad weekend, but it was a sad week, to be honest. The whole thing was sad. We're losing in 2 or 3 to the Brewers, getting our ass kicked, frankly.
Yeah.
Mizorowski, we had him against the ropes in that first game, scored those 3 weird runs. We had
40 pitches first inning.
And then he struck out 7 or something like that.
Yeah, he took down, I think it was the next 11 batters, and 7 of them were strikeouts. And I say, like, what a gritty, gutty performance for a rookie. And give it up for fucking Pat Murphy for being like, no, dude, you're going to stay out there and you're going to figure this out. I'm like, of all his starts against the Cubs, like, doing something like that, coming off like that shaky first, like, that's what builds character. And that's what we do well on this team, man. Like, there's so much to be excited about.
Breaking news.
That's not breaking news. No. Amaya has been hurt. No, he's basically already been hurt for 60 days.
But he was supposed to come back like next week.
No, he's going to. The return date doesn't change. It's just retroactive, so that they have that opens up the roster spot. When you're on,
but they still got it.
It's fine, Danny.
But I thought Amaya was back to rehab.
He is, and he's playing, and he's fine, and he can be. But they moved him to the 60-day to open up the roster spot for some of these moves.
Right. For some of
you can rehab and be on the 60-day.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, well,
I didn't realize.
You can rehab and be on the 60-day, and you can also rehab and be on the restricted list or the administrative leave situation when you have a suspension. It's a whole.
I do wonder.
It's a whole weird CBA.
You don't need Amaya right now. You just, I mean, working back in. Better. Maybe you want to take your time. Maybe they're like, hey, Amaya, maybe you want to limp around a little bit and, make it look like your hip is still bothering you a little. And then we'll just throw you on the 60-day. We'll keep Reese McGuire and Carson Kelly and Ballesteros because you don't need Amaya. You just don't right now. You don't even have the roster spot for him.
Miguel Amaya is a better catcher and a better hitter than Reese McGuire. So I think what they want to do is make sure he's healthy and then bring him back. But he's better than Reese McGuire. Like eventually Reese McGuire is going to go, and we're all just going to have to say goodbye to Reese McGuire. It'll be very sad.
I love that you're
it's gonna be hard.
We're all going to have to say goodbye. Nobody's going to say goodbye. We're going to be like, oh, he's gone? Oh, all right.
Oh, when did that happen? Last week. Oh, but yeah, I mean, it was a rough week. I mean, it was a hard week for Cubs fans. I mean, you have the first thing that happened was Jed got re-signed, which made some people happy, but did not make anybody on this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For Eric Wheeler.
Look, we're on a podcast of Cubs fans, and we love the Cardinals fans in my mentions who were like W. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I was so jacked when I saw that. I was like, of course.
He is so fucking bad. And then he proved it by like 4 days after he gets this extension. He does this fucking flop, this fucking face plant of a trade deadline 4 days after he gets. Emily looked at me today after the trade line, and she's like, they couldn't have just waited till after the trade deadline to extend him. And I'm
Ricketts
like, they could have fucking waited to never to extend him because, Sarah, you and I have been on the same page. The worst thing that could happen is that the Cubs would be fucking good this year and they will re-sign Jed fucking Hoyer because next year we're going to lose players next year. He's not going to replace them. And we're going to be fucking mediocre. I swear to God.
I'm sorry, Cotton. Next year is going to be a retool, not a rebuild.
Not a rebuild. It's a retool.
We just have to move some guys around and it'll be fine. They're going to try to convince you that they can replace Kyle Tucker with Owen Casey or Alcantara or whatever is going on down in Iowa. And it's not going to be true. And it's going to be hysterical. But I just want a special shout out to all the bros in my mentions who just think that Jed Hoyer is the greatest and that I don't know ball.
This is the dumbest people.
And that I should show more respect to Jed and everything that Jed has done for the Cubs. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your
Jed has done
deadline.
Jack shit
what has he
for
done?
The Cubs.
Nothing.
He has done a ton for Tom Ricketts' fucking checkbook, but he has done zero for the Cubs. And every bit of the struggles that we have dealt with over these years, straight on Jed's shoulders. And the only thing I could think of today was, we are now on the countdown to 83 wins. 20 more wins. I have a bad fucking feeling that the Cubs are going to go 20-37 to finish this fucking season.
That's really
and we're
bad.
going to end up with 83 goddamn wins.
Guys,
I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I do think that there is a non-zero chance, and I hate to be that girl, but it's who I am, so I will be. The last 6 games that the Cubs have at home are against the Mets and the Cardinals, and like you just can see it coming. Like you can just kind of see the Mets and Cardinals just steamrolling the Cubs. Maybe out of the division into like the wild card situation or into like a playoff situation. It's the Mets and the Cardinals, y'all. Like I don't know, man. When I saw the schedule before I even knew that Kyle Tucker would be a Cub, I was like, oh God, Cubs are ending their season against the Mets and the Cardinals. So anyway, it's gonna be interesting. Definitely here for it. I think they'll make the playoffs still, but Hoyer gonna Hoyer. No,
Jed,
I will not.
Jed's mother has entered the chat.
I'll say, I talked to Rizzo. I talked to Rizzo about Council and Jed, just like off camera, and he said to me, he's like, I think the thing that's not working for Council right now is that this team doesn't really have a voice. There's too many hands in the pot. There's too many, people getting involved from the front office, and like that's not what Craig is used to. He's like, it's an issue. Like, what is this team's personality? It needs to run through Craig, and it needs to be him. And I think Craig's still trying to figure that shit out. And I said, one of the questions I asked him was like, what was the biggest difference of going to the Yankees in the way you were treated there and the way that place was run in the Cubs? And he said, the difference is there was a reason for everything. Where it was with the Cubs in that front office, it was like we did things because that's the way we do it. That's the way we've always done it. And that's Jed, and it's just we're going to do it this way because that's the way we do it.
It's when your parents are like, because I said so.
Yeah,
it's that bullshit.
I have one nice thing I can say about Jed Hoyer. Adding Willie Castro to this team makes the bench like 100% better. Because
I knew you'd like that.
Was unplayable, like absolutely unplayable. And some of us knew that from having watched Vidal Brujan in his time with the Rays or his time with the Marlins. But Jed Hoyer didn't know that. So we all had to suffer through 100-odd games of Vidal Brujan is the utility guy who can't play, so he never plays. And I do think that Craig Counsell with a Willie Castro on the bench and a Moises Ballesteros on the bench will be able to do things that he was not able to do before, right? Like he'll be able to make moves. He'll be able to give guys days off. He'll be able to we saw it with the Brewers the other day. Moises gets the big hit. They bring in the lefty. He can then pinch hit. I don't think Moises Ballesteros has platoon splits. Like
hold on.
But you can make some moves.
That thing that Craig Counsell did was take Ballesteros out of a game after he hit a 3-run double
against a
he cleared the fucking base, a 3-run double.
Great. Yeah, but
and the next at bat, they bring a lefty out, and so they go to Justin Turner.
Well, look, I'm not.
My confidence level is not high.
But Justin Turner, he got a hit.
No, the thing about Moises Ballesteros that y'all need, I hope you all appreciate and really keep an eye on it because it's truly remarkable what we're seeing right now. The kid does not strike out. He hits for power and he does not strike out. It is unbelievable
Craig Counsell that
he is 21 years old and he has 1 strikeout in 20 plate appearances at the big league level. That's nuts.
The modern Bill Buckner.
I mean, if you can hit for doubles and home runs and you only strike out once every 20 plate appearances, yes, please, let's do that.
Well, and right now, thank God we won the 1 game against you because otherwise, being 1 back versus 3 back is huge right now. And now we face the Orioles. I don't know who you guys facing.
Wait. We are not talking enough about this run the Brewers are fucking on right now, okay? And
that's because this is a fucking Cubs podcast. We are actively avoiding this bullshit that the Brewers are doing.
I wish we could call it back. Play the clip of me saying we're coming for your ass in August because we do it every fucking year.
Actually, though,
and guess what's happening? Guess what's happening?
No. Hold on.
I hate that you're right about this right now.
I'm in on this. So you peak too early. The Brewers do usually have a really hot August. Y'all had your 11-game win streak in July. Enjoy it. There is no way. And like, if I'm wrong, I will happily be wrong. I don't know what the Brewers winning percentage for July is. I bet it starts with a 7. It was an absurd month for y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. That is not replicable. The silver lining is that the Cubs have been like kind of consistently in that 600 range. Y'all are going to go back. You're going to have a 500 month. I hope it doesn't happen to you in September.
No, and it's not. We're going to continue to ride this wave. Like, tell me where we're weak in that starting pitching staff. Tell us where we're weak in that bullpen, and you can claim it's the offense. But this offense has been great. We find ways. We play ball different. We steal bases. We play great.
Your best hitter is playing with a broken finger.
Well, and
he hit 2 home runs against you yesterday.
And I do love him for that, but he has 8 on the year, and last year I think he hit 25. So, like, you know, that's. I think there are some. You were not made of kryptonite. Like, you are not made of some invincible.
And you guys are?
No, we're definitely not. You will not get any, like, the Cubs are invincible from me. I just roasted Jed Hoyer on the trade deadline for like 20 minutes.
Well, and
I don't know. Every year I come on here, every year it's the same fucking shit with the Cubs when we're competitive, and every year we end up on top. And it's just going to be a repeat. This is what it is. It's what it is.
I want to yell at you so bad, Wheelo, and
he's right,
and I fucking can't because
I just don't know how many times I need to have the same argument. It's like, the Brewers are going to suck. We're going to fail it up.
I don't because this is the 5th year, and I don't think I can argue it.
You don't say we suck, but it's like this. Just like we never get the credit for the team we end up being throughout the season, especially late. We needed to find our personality when Adames left. They found it.
Okay, I don't think the reason that you were like, and for the record, like pretty good records, like 593 in April, 536 in May. I don't think the reason that you weren't at a 600 winning percentage prior to that was because of Willie Adames. I think it was.
I will say that
some of your pitching wasn't there. Mizorowski and Woodruff weren't in the rotation yet. Neither was Quinn Priester. But like y'all went 17-7 in July, and I will concede that if you have a 708 win percentage for the rest of the season. Yeah, you're going to run away with the division. Nobody else will come close. It will be the best record in baseball. But I just don't think anybody is going to have a 700.
I don't either, but I don't think you guys. I think you're giving your guys' team too much credit. I really do.
I'm definitely not. I give the Cubs 0 credit. I hope Jed Hoyer falls on his face after he was extended. That would be very funny.
I will.
I'm very.
I truly. The Adames thing is.
I want bad things for Jed Hoyer.
With Adames leaving, there was 3 team-only meetings in that clubhouse addressing like, guys, we need to figure out who the fuck we are. It was a big deal. Losing him and that chemistry in that locker room and who was going to be that voice and who was going to be the leader. They had to figure it out. And we weren't figuring it out earlier in the year. It was an issue and they addressed it. So I'm not going to undersell on like how big of a loss that was for the Brewers. And we're having fun again. Like Quinn Priester goes into that clubhouse and he's like, it's intoxicating, like coming into this team and feeling that. Like there's energy on this team. There is a vibe. And I know you guys feel it when your team's hot and you've been there. You've been there in 15, 16, 17.
We haven't been hot.
We were there in April and May and June.
Well,
yeah, and what happened?
We were never hot like the
July,
Brewers
man. But
hot.
that's because the baseball season is long. That is my point.
Yeah.
You're like acting like your peak is just going to persist for the next 4 months. And if it does,
well, I'm not saying that. But
if you want to go 17-7 on the rest of the season, you will win the World Series. But I don't think that's going to happen.
We're winning this division, and
good luck.
Good luck. It's going to happen.
We may tie on the last day, and we don't play each other after those 5 games at Wrigley in just a couple of weeks. And those are like some of the biggest games that we'll have at Wrigley all year.
Like your threat to us is like, holy shit, Tyone's coming back. Whoa, fuck. Look out.
This is gonna be the season that the Cubs and Brewers tie at 83 wins and the fucking
and what
Reds
happened
win
last
the
time?
division.
And what fucking happened last time in 163?
No, 83. That's what I was saying. Yeah. I was saying Cubs, Brewers, 83 wins, tied for second behind the Reds, who win 85 and
well, we are
cruise into the playoffs.
Well, we are 6 minutes from the hour and a half point of this podcast.
We got to wrap this.
We do got to wrap it up. But I do want to mention that the Orioles are coming to town, and then you guys got the Nationals. So it's kind of easy for both of us this weekend. We should, both of our teams should probably sweep these teams. The Orioles are absolutely decimated. They traded us, Andrew Kittredge, but they got rid of Cedric Mullins, Ryan O'Hearn, Roman Laureano, Charlie Morton, Sir Anthony Dominguez, and Andrew Kittredge to us. So it's basically like, I don't even know who they're bringing up for their AAA Orioles are going to be there. And, and you guys are playing DC, who also traded us guys, including
Finnegan.
Not to us.
Oh, not to you.
Finnegan is not a good pitcher, to be clear.
I know.
No, we got.
I don't know how he has saved so many games for the Nationals over the years, but he's just really not that good.
And we've got, and it's not really, we're not throwing our best at it because Imanaga just pitched. So we got Cade Horton against Trevor Rogers, another Rogers. And then in game 2, we got, you don't think that Ben Brown's going to pitch?
I mean, he might, but like, I think that if I were looking at the people who were just added to the team and all this, whatever, I think Ben Brown probably needs to move to the bullpen at this moment in time.
And then Boyd is going on Sunday. Hopefully he can pitch better than he did against the Brewers. And they've got a TBD because their team just got totally blown up. It was supposed to be Charlie Morton. And now who knows, some rookie that'll carve us up or something. And but I did want to mention, Sarah, you're going to be so missed at Ranter Fest. I know you got to travel for work, but there are still tickets available. You can still come. You can just show up at the door too and just give a donation to Lost Boys to be a part of it, either the daytime or the nighttime part of it, the pregame or the postgame. Pregame, Almost Home. Postgame, over at Output with the comedy and the band. And go to sunranto.com/ranterfest to join us.
Did we figure out a way for me to zoom in for the bitch clock?
Possibly. The problem about Almost Home is we can't get on their Wi-Fi because they use it for all their transactions and stuff. So I asked them, and they're like, "We'd prefer that you don't live stream on our Wi-Fi." I was like, "Okay, all right," but I did ask.
Okay, but like I just feel like I am still a champion.
We'll rename it the Sarah Sanchez honorary bitch clock. It was Bill Sugar, so he'll have to give it up for the night.
Just for this one, I'll be back next year.
Ranter of the year, Bill Sugas.
Eric, I got to thank you again for this Anthony Rizzo ball because this is a really great prize. I think it'll inspire some people to buy some raffle tickets at the event and try to win this. I think I might even put raffle tickets in, try to win this. I'd love to give this to my nephew if I do win. Anyhow, we didn't say before, but hashtag chance in the chat. And we will give away a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. So get it out there right now. This is your last chance to get the chance. Does anybody have any final parting shots for your team and our rivalries, our prospective rivalries?
I just want to say that this has been a really tough week because Ryan Sandberg died. And every time I went on social media because I wanted to find out about Cubs trades, I saw nothing but Ryan Sandberg sad posts. And Ryan, you ruined my week, man. Yeah. I just want to know what the fuck's going on in the future. You died, and all I see is this horrible stuff. I couldn't get away from it. I mean, seriously, Rhino, always on time until you died right at the fucking trade deadline. Please, next time, do it off season. I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Next time you die in another life after you come back as a butterfly.
I mean, I'm going to take the opposite side of what Cotton just said and say, yeah, it was a really hard week. I mean, the loss of Ryan Sandberg is huge. I am really sad that I won't be there on Saturday with everybody. Ken Schultz, who will be there with y'all, and I were kind of hanging out. He was headed to North Carolina for a thing, but like we went to the statue the morning after and just kind of stood there for a while and chatted and shared some memories and stuff. I actually went back today before my flight because it's a really great place to be. Somebody left a scorecard. They printed out a scorecard from the Sandberg game and left it there, which it says 23 forever on it. It's very nice. I hope this Cubs team takes whatever inspiration they got from Ryan Sandberg's ethos and ethic over the year of just showing up every day and doing the little things right into the last third of the season. Because if they do, there is a non-zero chance that we will get rewarded with what I can only think of as, the Sandberg game of the season. You're knocked down a little bit, but you come back. You're knocked down a little bit, but you come back, and you just keep coming back until there's no comeback left. And I think that would be a tremendous legacy for this team to leave. I don't know that I believe they will do that, but I kind of want it in my storybook world. But whether they do that or not, just truly a tremendous ball player and probably the reason that I'm a Cubs fan and not something else. So rest in peace right now.
I mean, Ernie Banks died right before the Cubs won 2016. So just saying, a little extra motivation. But they got the euchre magic. So we'll see who can pull out with the spirits from beyond.
Well, and neither one of them ever won, right? Like euchre and Rhino, neither one won when they were playing.
Yeah,
so
well,
the battle of the guys who didn't win in heaven.
And freaking Ernie Banks never saw the Cubs win it.
Yeah, he did. That 17-minute rain delay was like all of the tears of all of the Cubs in heaven, man. Like this is the weirdest rain delay I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it really was. And so, do you have any parting shots, Eric Wheelo?
Well, I mean, it would be a little uncouth right now to leave with it.
So now that we memorialized our hero, Eric, do you want to say something nice about the Cubs?
I will say no team is winning this year, losing to, just pillars of our franchises in Euchre and Sandberg. And, to rally around it, it's one thing, but the loss itself, it sucks. It hurts. We wish they were here with us, seeing these teams play and being a part of this for a lot longer than they were. But, yeah, it'll be interesting.
It's going to be it's a competitive Central. That is for sure. The Reds added. The Reds are going for it. They're like,
Boy DeVore is pissed with what they added. They're like, keep Ryan.
I was really
what the fuck is that?
We need back to my theory.
Yeah.
The NL Central is a bunch of teams that are like, shrug emoji.
Yeah. I said, what the fuck are the Pirates doing trading in the division? Like that's just zero.
Brian Hayes, giving us a reliever. Yeah.
Zero fucks to give.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they acquired Taylor Rogers to then trade him to the Cubs. The Pirates acquired a guy to trade him to the Cubs. It's crazy.
This is Jed's three-dimensional chess. Is that he went through the Pirates to get Rogers from the Reds because the Reds wouldn't trade with him.
He went and got you Kyle Tucker to get himself a new contract, and you got to fucking thank God for that, because you're gonna lose Kyle and you're gonna keep Jed, and I'm so here for it.
Oh, God.
I'm sure.
Well, there's a non-zero chance that happens. So hashtag chance in the chat and win a Frank Chance postcard. Let's pick it. Here we go. Who's gonna win it? Look at those names. Nathan Snead's in there. We're going to see him at Ranter Fest. Tom Cooper's in there. We're going to see him at Ranter Fest. And the winner is Nathan Snead.
There we go.
I like how Danny names the winner 10 seconds before the winner comes up.
Because I see it before you guys, I think.
I really do believe that that Danny's got all these things rigged. But I will be at Ranter Fest. I can't wait to see all the ranters. And please, everybody, when you come up to me and say hi, tell me your name, because all I know is Discord names, and I don't know what your faces look like because my whole brain is online, and so please, I just don't know what you look like.
Amy Zahar saying she's sad she won't be there this weekend, but she did donate those Savannah Banana tickets. So thank you very much, Amy.
Thank
So
you.
even though Eric can't be there and Amy can't be there, you guys are going to be there. And
Savannah Banana tickets.
Yeah, right now,
We'll be there in spirit.
Michael is winning that auction.
Only $200, people. You can jump in there and take over that thing, or maybe not, because maybe I'll go higher, but.
And I do have good news. We have $470 raised right now in the auction. The three things that are there is the wing dinner with Miguel Esparza, the original Ranter Fest poster from Matt Cameron. So original Matt Cameron art.
Which I was notified today that I just got outbid.
And the Savannah Banana tickets, which have a value of $1,000, and they're only going for $200 right now. So get in there if you want to go see the Bananas on the 16th down at Comiskey. So it's 32auctions.com/ranterfest25. That's where you find it. It's where you bid, and it's the auction ends Saturday. So at Ranterfest. So. Well, thanks for being here. That was fun. I feel like that was cathartic. We'll see you over on the Twitters, on the Discords. I know, but go eat some ice cream and just have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna play the Bleacher Bunch theme song, and we'll get the hell out of here. So Spagog.
Go Brewers.
Here's the story of a bunch of podcasts who were bringing Cubby content to the world. All of them did their own show. Unconnected, obsessive baseball nerds. It's the story of a bunch of Cubs fans who are consolidating all their shows. They're uniting, doing it together, so we all can grow. Cup of Cubby Blues combining with Sunranto, baseball rabbit hole and Cubs PS Plus. With Cubs Pod and Briggs behind the ivy, they're all teaming up to be the Bleacher Bunch, the Bleacher Bunch. We love the Cubs, that's the way